Yeah. So I'm a movement disorder that has been in place for a long period of time. What am I called? Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Anything tardive, right? After a prolonged period of time. Okay, very good. I am a muscle tension disorder. What am I called? Dystonia. Yeah, you guys were on it. I am a movement disorder. What am I called? Dyskinesia. Yeah, you guys have got it. So I'm an anticholinergic that can be given when somebody has Rabbit syndrome. What am I? I like Brianna's answer. Uh-oh. Cute. Diphenhydramine, also known as Benadryl, right? All right. I am an antihypertensive that may also be used in ADHD. What am I? Very good. Clonidine. Yeah, you guys are good. I cause strong muscle contractions. What am I? Very good. Very good at Beta. Yes, acute dystonia. Michelle, it was I cause strong muscle contractions. So it's acute dystonia. Very good. Excellent. I'm known as torticollis. What am I? Yep. Right. Next spasm. Very good. Which EPS do I fall under? Acute dystonia. Yeah. Woo! You guys are good. All right. In this EPS, there can be laryngospasm and dysphagia, along with respiratory difficulties. Which EPS am I speaking about? Excellent. Yes. Acute dystonia. Very good. An ocular gyre crisis occurs in which EPS? Oh, you can't type that fast. Okay. Well, you can always jump in on the microphone. Diane, ocular gyre crisis occurs in which EPS? All right. Acute dystonia. All right. This occurs when high-potency antipsychotics cause dopaminergic hyperactivity in the basal ganglia when CNS levels of the antipsychotic drop between doses. What is it? Acute dystonia, right. With this EPS, the patient can also get vocal tics. What is it? I love your responses. You guys are so cute. Pseudoparkinsonism, very good. This EPS occurs when there is a blockade of dopaminergic transmission in the nigrostriatal tract with the use of high-potency drugs and low levels of anticholinergic activity. You guys are already answering the question before I get it all out. Very good. Pseudoparkinsonism. Excellent. So how are we going to treat it? Right, we can give anticholinergics. Very good. All right, with this EPS, the patient gets an inner feeling of jitteriness or shakiness. Great, Jonathan, very good. Very good, excellent, yes, akathisia. Okay, when we educate the patient about this EPS, one of the things to inform them is that it can be debilitating. Which EPS is it? Yes, akathisia. Very good. All right. So this EPS has a symptom of fly-catching movements. Which is it? Excellent. Very good. Good. Right. What are we going to do to treat it? Do you see the med? Lower the dose. But what's the main thing we can do for TD? Do the AIMS, early detection, right? Yes, good. This movement disorder can also have choreathoid movements. Excellent. Very good. Total dyskinesia. This movement disorder can also occur in the periorbital regions of the face. What is it? Choreathoid movements are kind of like irregular movements. Tardive dyskinesia, very good, excellent. All right. Individuals in long-term hospitals are affected often by this movement disorder. What is it? Yep, tardive dyskinesia, very good. Excellent. So here's a little bit of a hint. In the question, if it mentions anything about dopaminergic activity, you know it's going to be related to which disorder, which EPS? Pseudoparkinsonism, right? Because remember, Parkinson's is because of dopaminergic activity. Okay? So that should help you guys. All right. With this disorder, the patient can become obtunded and become dystonic. What EPS is it? Very good. Right. NMS. Excellent. That's got it. With this EPS, there is also a display of withdrawal or agitation that may be associated with exacerbation of psychosis. What is it? Wow, yeah. Very good, NMS. My goodness, you guys, wow. I'm impressed. And these are some hard questions. I'm a disorder that often occurs in young men from ages 15 to 25. What am I? Schizophrenia. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Is dopamine too high or too low in schizophrenia? Right. Very good. In this type of schizophrenia, the individual may be argumentative, hostile, and aggressive. What type of schizophrenia is it? Excellent, yes, paranoid schizophrenia. All right. With this type of delusion, I have irrational ideas about my own worth. What is it? Right, yep, grandiosity. Whoa, listen to you. With this type of disorder, my back hurts, I've got a headache, my stomach hurts. What am I? Very good. Somatic, yeah. All right. I'm suffering from false personal beliefs. That's identified as delusions. Very good. Wow. I believe that my thoughts or behaviors have control over specific situations or people. What am I? Magical thinking. Excellent. Wow. So you call me for breakfast and I say, good, dinner, linner, spinner, sinner. What have I just displayed? Playing. Oh boy. Wow. All right. So I'm experiencing a misperception of real external stimuli. What is it? An illusion. Very good. Alrighty. I have a friend who has echopraxia. What does that mean? Okay. Repeating. Very good. Movements. Remember the word echolalia and echopraxia. Any echo repeats, right? All right. So the patient believes, the patient is very nihilistic. What type of symptom is that? Yes, the patient believes. The patient is very nihilistic. How's that? Now, experiencing pleasure would be anhedonia. But if they're nihilistic, right, they believe basically there's no hope, there's nothing left in the world, basically, nothing good. So would that be a positive or a negative symptom? It's a positive symptom. Okay. All right. A patient is displaying echolalia. Is that positive or negative? Yeah, Christine, I'll explain to you in a minute. Very good. So nihilism is a positive because it's content of thought. It's what you think about, right? Which is a positive. Does that make sense?
So for the patient then, the patient is thinking, what we're hearing is negative thoughts, but what the patient is thinking is positive.
Right.
Okay, so in terms of that question, then you're taking it as the patient's perspective, which would be positive.
Right, it's a symptom that they're displaying, right? Oh, there's no point in going on, the world is so negative, I don't even exist. So those are positive.
In their mind.
Right, it's because of their content, content of thought.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Christina?
Yeah, I think I was just looking at it a different way, as it's interpretive as negative, so the answer is negative, but it's actually interpretative as positive because that's how the patient is looking at it.
Right.
Okay.
And Melissa, you're right, echolalia is positive. Okay, so Diane, the way to think about positive and negative. Positive symptoms are things that you have already. You can think, right? You can form thoughts. You have content of thought, but it's exaggerated in schizophrenia. Okay? Negative are things that you should have but aren't there. So you should have an animated affect, but it's not there. You have a flat affect. So that's a negative symptom. Does that help at all? No? Okay, so Vinny says baseline, things are added and amplified. That's added positive. And things are missing or negative. Okay? All right. Okay, so a patient comes into the unit and they are hearing voices and reports that they keep smelling bacon. So is it an alteration in thought processes or an alteration in perception? Right, very good. Remember that it's thought processes, not perception, okay? Jonathan, does that make sense for you?
Would that be roughly a
With someone cooking bacon?
Well, you know. I'm sorry, say again, Kaylee?
Someone actually cooking bacon?
No.
Alright. It makes sense.
Okay. I lost Kaylee. Where'd she go?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That roughly equated to a hallucination versus an illusion.
Right.
There's no smell, but they smell bacon.
Right. Uh-huh.
There's nothing there and they're eating something.
No. And that's the way I'll put it to you. If I'll say like they're sitting in the kitchen and they smell bacon, well then that can be an illusion, right? But the person's baking cookies, unless they're baking bacon cookies.
And they're just smelling wrong.
Right. Okay, so another good way to put it, since y'all did peds, did you guys ever get somebody with head lice or scabies?
No.
Okay. When you had a patient like that, did you start to feel itchy?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that a hallucination?
Yeah.
It could be, right?
Yeah.
When I was a peds nurse, I would go out and stand on the medical unit and scratch my head, and the nurses would walk by me and they'd start to scratch their head and they'd go, "Stop it!" Right? Because it's subjective. I was giving them a suggestion, right, subliminally. So yeah. All right.
It's like the yawning effect in classrooms when one kid yawns, they all start yawning.
And your dog too. Did you know that if your dog is really connected to you and you yawn, your dog will yawn too? Isn't that interesting? Okay, so I am a deficit or loss of normal functions. What am I?
Hugo, can you repeat that, please?
I am a deficit or loss of normal function. What am I? Yeah. Cute, Christina. I like that. Right, negative symptoms. All right. I cannot speak in full sentences. What negative symptom am I? No, I loved it, Christina. That was great. Alogia. Very good. Michael, it could be aphasia too. That's a good one. But aphasia, remember, is not a negative symptom. Okay? But the alogia is. All right? So I'm displaying autistic symptoms. What EPS? What symptom am I? Positive or negative? Negative. Very good. Excellent. I have emotional ambivalence about things. I love it. I hate it. Am I positive or negative? Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Negative symptoms. Right. You're a teenager. That's cute. That's cute. I like that. All right. So, I tend to target positive symptoms. What type of medication am I? It's negative. Typical, right? Or what's my other name other than typical? First gen. Very good. Excellent. Okay. I'm the part of the brain that affects EPS. What am I? I saw that, Jonathan. You're right. Very good, Niagara striatal. I'm the part of the brain that produces diabetes type 2. What am I? Right, tubular and fibular. Very good. All right, so I'm the part of the brain that produces the affective symptoms with the negative signs and symptoms of schizophrenia. What part of the brain am I? Yeah, you can just say either ventrolateral or dorsolateral because they're both the same basically. Very good, yes, ventrolateral. So I'm the part of the brain that produces the positive signs and symptoms. What am I? Mesolimbic. Very good. All right. Look at you guys. You go. I'm glad you got that table down. Good. All right. I am Invega Sustenna. What type of medication am I? Mesopositive. Cute. LAI. Very good. So, dose titration is slower in which classification of medications? LAIs, right? All right. This medication may be administered IM to an aggressive, out-of-control patient. It's a first-generation antipsychotic. What is its name? Haloperidol. Yeah, you guys are good. This medication must be watched closely as it triggers prolactin and can cause gynecomastia. What is the name of the medication? Very good. Risperidone. Yes. And yes, you're right. Zyprexa as well. Olanzapine. All right. These medications can cause agranulocytosis. What are their names? Okay. Clozapine and, right, carbamazepine. Excellent. All right. This medication needs to be used cautiously when given IM due to its history of sudden cardiac death. What is it? All right. Cyprosidone, right? Also known as Geodon. Very good. Wow. All right. These medications treat anxiety, depression, and decrease suicidal behavior. What classification of medications are they? They are antipsychotics. This medication, this classification of antipsychotics blocks only dopamine. What is it? All right. Mauricio and Brawley, very good. Butyrophenones. Excellent. Thiodansines block which neurochemical? Yes, thiodansines block which neurochemical? Very good. Bete, Mauricio, Brianna, yes. They block norepinephrine. Families should be educated on some precautions with this classification of medications. Michelle, yes. Very good, Brawley. Yes, antipsychotics. Because remember, antipsychotics make the patient more susceptible to the sun. Okay? All right, let's see. All righty. So, does this help you guys at all?